Hey everyone, it's Tyler from Universal Rackets, and in this video today we are going to transform your two-handed backhand. If you guys stay tuned for this whole video, you will learn tips and tricks to improve your two-handed backhand that you can go right out and use them on court. Regardless if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced club level player, this video will help you. So let's get started. So the number one thing with the two-handed backhand that many players miss is the top hand does all the work. I am right-handed, so the left hand does the talking, the right hand does the walking. I will say that one more time. The left hand does the talking, the right hand does the walking. If you're left-handed, the right hand does the talking, right? All that a two-handed backhand is a left-handed forehand. A lot of players go wrong because they don't involve their top hand. They just use their bottom hand when they hit. Instead of doing that, what you're going to do is, again, when I swing, my top hand is doing all of the work. So if you guys try that tip and you go and you do it on court, that will instantly improve your backhand. And that's the number one tip. If you don't already do that, it will help so much. So again, when I swing, watch, I am using my left hand. This top hand is doing all the work when I hit. The bottom hand is just along for the ride. The second tip that I can tell every single one of you is to ensure that you follow through with your elbows pointing forwards. A lot of times people think follow through, but if you follow through with your elbows pointing forwards, it will make and change your backhand. You need to make sure that your elbows are pointing forward. So watch, I'm going to turn from my backhand, I'm going to hit, here we are, boom. And when I finish, look, my elbows are up and pointing forward. Once again, when I hit this two-handed backhand, I'm not stopping here, I'm not stopping here. A lot of players do this, right? Their right arm's out. I am finishing with both of my elbows up. And look, they're pointing to you, right? They are pointing to the camera. Now, why do I encourage this follow through cue in this way to follow through every single time? Is because it will ensure that you swing low to high every single time. A lot of players, they pull the ball, right? Or they go into the net because they come around the ball. In order to get the ball over the net, you have to swing low to high every single time. Low to high, let it fly. So a great way to ensure that you swing low to high is by pointing your elbows up every single time. That ensures that my swing path, again, is always low to high. Now, another tip where you can take with the two elbows up, because we're already on it, why not, is how to aim. Wherever you point your elbows to, the ball is going to go. So if I want to go down the line, watch, I'm going to hit, and when I finish and I follow through, I'm going to point my elbows down the line. If I want to go cross court, watch, I'm going to hit, I'm going to go, and watch, when I finish, I'm going to point my elbows cross court. Notice, by pointing my elbows cross court, that is facing my body directly in that target, so it aligns my body, again, exactly directly towards the target. So if I want to go to you right now, if I want to hit the ball directly to you, here we are, look, my elbows are pointing to you, to the point that if I kept on walking with my body, it orients my body, it would go directly to you guys. So again, make sure that your elbow's up, and wherever you want to aim on court, wherever you point your elbows to, the ball's going to go. The next thing, a lot of players, they watch the pros, okay, and if you're a professional, if you're Kyrgios is my favorite player. I know half you are going to unsubscribe and stop watching my video now because I said that, but if you see Kyrgios, he takes his racket back, super compact, super tight. You want to be loose, you want to be nimble with your two-handed backhand. You don't want to be super tight. You want to make sure when you hit, you're loose in your wrist, right? Your top hand's doing the work, but it's still loose. It's not a death grip, and you have some space between your racket. Again, I'm not taking my racket back, and look, my arms aren't touching the body, and look, my arms aren't locked. Watch. When I take this racket back, I have a little bit of bend in my elbows. My top elbow is up, guys. Look, by pointing my top elbow up, what's that going to do? That's going to prep my racket in the proper position, right? I am going to, again, if I start with my racket down or my elbow down, sorry, look, my racket's back, so now I'm coming around the ball. Look, if I keep this elbow up when I take it back, look, now my racket tip is facing up, it's in the proper position, so now what can I do? I can drop, go with my left hands, look, now I'm getting under the ball, and now I can swing up and lift that ball over net. So by pointing your elbow back, by having some room in your backhand, some looseness, some flexibility, it's going to make and change your backhand. Now, when you do this, think, right? You're not a baseball player. You're not Derek Jeter. You're not going all the way up here. But you want to make sure, again, you have some space between. You want to take that racket back, elbow back, and then you're going to hit. So we're talking about the take back now. We're going to keep on going with it. A lot of players, and if you don't already do this, this will change your backhand as well, is they don't take the racket back. They either take the racket, they don't take the racket back, or they take the racket way too far back. So when they swing, they either swing. So when they swing, they either swing and the racket is all the way back here. Look, if my racket is all the way back, you can see it on the back side of my body. You see how you can see it on my back, right? If it's all the way back, now when I swing, I'm going to swing around the ball. So number one, players take the racket way too far back. The second thing, they lack their take back every single time. When players take the racket back, they only take it back here. Now when I swing, look, I don't have any momentum. There's no momentum with my shot. So instead of taking the racket back too much or too little, I'm going to show you how to take the racket back just right. How do we take the racket back just right, Tyler? Well, easy, okay? When I take my racket back for the two-handed backhand, look, I have space in, right? I'm loose, my elbow's up a little bit. Watch, when I take this racket back, the strings are pointing to the side and the tip of the racket is facing backward. Again, when I take this racket back, my strings are to the side gate, and the tip of my racket is pointing directly to you guys. This is how you want to be while you're waiting for the ball or you're preparing for your backhand. Look, again, strings are side, tip of the racket is backwards. Watch, I'm gonna do it wrong. Are strings facing side? No, they're facing backwards. Are strings facing side? No. I did both ways that players do wrong, right? So again, if we can think strings are side and tip of the racket is facing backwards, you're going to be in the proper take back every single time. Now, if you guys do the proper take back, if we do the proper take back, now we need to get into our body. If you can rotate your body, you will be able to hit way better, right? In order to get power, right? So what we're going to do is instead of just turning with the racket, we're going to coil your body. I want you to think of your body like a sponge. You're going to twist the sponge up, right? And then you let it go. It's going to release forward. Watch. When I do my backhand, I'm going to twist my body, I'm going to rotate my body, and then I'm going to be able to release the rotation. A great way to rotate your body is you're going to show the back of your front shoulder. Once again, when I turn and I rotate my body, I'm going to show the back of my front shoulder. Watch, when I turn, you can see the back of my front shoulder now, and then I'm going to be able to rotate throughout the ball. So by really turning and twisting, that is going to help you a ton. So make sure you turn your body. Now, if you want to get that ball over the net and you want to get it deep every single time, instead of just finishing with your elbows up, a great tip to do to exaggerate the depth and low to high is instead of just finishing with your elbows up, you're going to finish with your racket higher than the tip of your head. Once again, when you finish, you're going to finish with the racket higher than your head. By finishing with your racket high, that's going to keep depth on your two-handed backhand, okay? The next tip that we're going to do, when you step, if you step for your two-handed backhand, a lot of players go wrong is because they take a little step and swing. I want you to take a big step into your backhand. Make sure your step, it's not like you're just taking a little baby step. You're taking a huge step into the ball. You're having a wide base. You're dropping your leg, and then you're hitting. By taking a big step, it's going to get your body down, and it's going to keep your body controlled. Rather than a little step, you're going to be off balance, and you're going to fall right over. So again, make sure, what are we doing? We're taking your racket back properly. We're what? We are using our top hand. The left hand is talking, right hand is walking. We're finishing up high. We're pointing our elbows, and we're taking a big step. If you guys can use these tips and tricks on your two-handed backhand, you will see improvement dramatically, okay, and instantly. Please let me know if it helps you. Let me know what tip helped you. Share with others what helped you. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, Tennis with Tyler. Make sure to follow me on TikTok. I put the link in the description as well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one and happy hitting.